building the RestoreOldRadios signal tracer. Good afternoon, YouTube. Here on a Friday afternoon at 12:21. It is, I'm actually doing something today. I know, it's strange for me to be doing something, but I am doing something. This is the ROR signal tracer build that I'm doing. There's the bottom side so far. It's not obviously done yet. And there's the top side. Let's put this back like it should be. I have most of the components in. I have a couple more capacitors to put in. Namely this one right here. Actually not this one here, but there's one that goes here. C5. Got to put that in. And let's see, all the stuff over here for the speaker. This one's not been soldered in at all. Neither has this resistor. So that's actually the output. It goes from there, and there's another one, C8's got to come in here. It's got to join that. So got a couple more components to put on there on that end, but this side's mostly done. Now this is my this will be the probe minus here. This will be the probe plus here. Actually, right here, I think is what it is. So those two are there. The LED lights right there are there. And like I said, this is the probe minus right here, and the probe plus is right here. So that's that. That's pretty much there. This is the LED, or the R resistor for the LED. This is the positive rail. Oh, sorry, positive rail down here on the bottom. A little bit different than I'm used to, but you know, it works just the same. Anyway, that's where I'm at, and I'm taking a little break here. It's like I said, 12:23. I probably will be going to my mother's tomorrow. I think Kylie's going with me. I'm not totally certain, but pretty sure. So that'll be good. You know, I like to have somebody with me. It's just always nicer when you have company for that long trip. So anywho, that's where I'm at, what I'm doing. Before that, let me show you what I've been doing before that. Yeah, those are pills. Those are actually half pills. This Limperide, whatever it's called, is one pill I take for, I think it's for sugar, I'm pretty sure. But it's an extra pill, and I was taking 2 of them a day. It says take 1 tablet by mouth twice a day. And I was telling the doctor that I woke up in the morning, I was shaky, kind of a little low blood sugar, I thought. And he kind of agreed with it, might be a possibility. So he asked me if I could cut them in half and just take a half one at night, and so far that has been working rather well. And so it also makes these go further, but they're not that expensive anyway. But that was what I was doing before that. So I had to cut 18 of them in half, so that made 36, and then I had 36 left on the other one, so I have 36 more days worth of bills there. So that's pretty good, because I'm only supposed to be getting a 30-day supply, so that works out pretty good. So anyway, that's that. This is my, I think I showed you this yesterday, but I've got to figure out how to wire this. Now, Don wired his C9, and it's not shown on here. You guys, I think I mentioned this yesterday or something. The C9 wasn't on here. It is on the volume control, and that's why it doesn't appear on the board. So I've got to wire that, and wire the. You got to pay attention to how this is wired, because you know it makes a difference on how you. It should be turning. That should be all the way down, and that should be all the way up. You know, that's the way it works. But got to pay attention to it when I wire it, so that I get it wired exactly like his, and I have that same, and I can measure it with the ohm meter and get it that way, but it's a lot easier just to do it like his, and I'll be sure on that. So that's going to be done. That's the last step, though. It's now the other thing I'm thinking about here is how I'm going to mount this. I think it's going to be mounted on this here, and we'll mount it like this probably. Now obviously it's too wide to do that, so what I'm going to do is probably make it to where it will mount maybe at an angle or something like that, maybe like that. I don't know yet. I haven't decided totally how I'm going to do it, but I do want this on the lid. I like all my components to be on the same location, and that way when you take it apart, you're not pulling wires all over the place. Everything comes off with the lid. So that's what I want to do with that. So I haven't been thinking about the much about the cutting this yet. So yeah, like I say, I'm still gonna try to use that the saber saw, I think. So that's my plan, anywho, and we'll see how it turns out. So let me take a break and get some of this excess energy I built up wore off. maybe have a bite of lunch. You never can tell. So I'll be back later. All right. Well, here we are back at 3:44 in the afternoon on this same Friday. I have the board complete. I have not done any testing at all on it. All the components are in. All the wires are soldered. Connections have been made, and you can see I did put in the screw terminals like Don did on his. I believe he did on his, I think. Anyway, that's what I did for the speaker and for the power. Need to get the switch wires in here. The gain switch goes over here. You guys are not seeing it. Gain switch goes over here. Speaker main power goes here. LED goes here. Probe minus, probe plus here. And this is one of the VR connections here. And there I think is another one. And the other ones are here. Now these are all moved down one spot from where they were here. I think in here and here is where they go. So I had to do them a little bit different because of it was a little bit different spacing than I think than Don was using or whatever. So anyway, I did that, and everything's still hunky-dory. I mean, it's still got the same connections. They're just a little different spot there. So let's see, there's the other one. I can't hardly see it. There is another one there. I think it's on this one here, yeah. But anyway, all the connections are made, or ready to be made, I should say. This ground loop here, ground wire here, had to come over the top because it couldn't go on the bottom because it would go across all this stuff. Same with the power wire. I had to join the power wire for the chips and the other circuitry here. And so that's that. So I think everything is I'm going to double check it before I try to hook it up or anything. Put the chips in or like that. So also have to, I think there's one more piece of wiring to go, I do believe. Ran from the switch here to pin, whatever this is, 2 I think. Pin 2 of this, of the IC here, I think is where it went, right there. So it goes up here to here, here to here, and I've got to put that in. I haven't decided yet exactly how I want to put that in, but that'll be the last thing I do before I get the chips in and start putting some power to it and seeing what happens. So that's as far as I'm going today, though, because like I said, I'm just tired. Been at this most of the day, and I want to get to. I think maybe Kylie will be here this evening. I'm not really sure. For you guys that's keeping score, Lexi has moved out again. She once her boyfriend came back from California, she decided she wanted to be with him. instead of trying to. The original plan was for him to live with his parents, her to stay here and work, and both of them work and try to find or get enough money to save and get a place. So she didn't want to wait. Lexi's a little impulsive like that. So she wanted to go live with him with his parents, so that'll not really work out very well. You all know that. But you can't tell 19-year-olds anything like that. They have to find out that for themselves. So, anywho, but Kylie is supposed to be here tonight, I think, to give me a haircut, hopefully, and then we're going to Vivi tomorrow, visit my mother, and so that's going to be that. I think that's about it for this little, whatever you want to call it. I did actually do something this time, okay? This is not about nothing. Like I said, I still haven't decided exactly how I'm going to house this thing in here, but it will be done. There's no big deal about it. Like I said, it's obviously too big for that, but it's not too big for that. Now I prefer to have it on the top, which I can do that as well. Now the speaker is going to be the problem here because it's going to have to, you know, allow for the speaker. And if I use that big speaker like I wanted to do, it's going to be even less room to mess with. So we'll see what happens with it. You know how I am. I'll play around with it and do something, even if it's wrong. So you guys have a great evening. Thanks for watching, and we will see ya.